back to Dreamy Maxi Style. I'm Robin, and we're going to talk Walt Disney World annual pass today. So from September 2024 to September 2025, I had a Walt Disney World annual pass. And we're going to kind of break down a little bit what I spent, how many trips I was on, what I saved in discounts, what I saved in hotel, and what I would have paid for park tickets. So let's go ahead and dive on in. So what better thing to talk about at Christmas than the experience that I've had last year with my Walt Disney World annual pass, because it really was a dream come true. And if you can't dream at Christmas, when can you dream? So I was able to do 5 trips in the year of having my Walt Disney World annual pass. I did 2 trips with Jeffrey and then 3 trips on my own. I did a total of 12 park days. All technically would have been considered a park hopper. My very first solo trip, I did not park hop every day, but I did park hop. So I would have had to buy the hopper tickets anyway. My second trip was with Jeffrey, and we bought him a 2-day hopper ticket. My third trip was on my own, and yes, I hopped parks. But the main purpose of that trip was Gideon's cookies. Then the third trip I did was with Jeffrey. We did a couple of nights and 2 park days, and then the final trip was a solo trip again, and it was a very quick 2-night trip, just enjoying my last little bit of my annual pass. I finally hit my 4-park challenge. It was absolutely wonderful. The trips I had between 2024 and 2025 with Walt Disney World were absolutely amazing. It was such an honor to have the ability to do that during such a difficult time during my life. And if you have watched the vlogs, you know I had a very sick parent that Jeffrey and I had lived with, and I was basically the caretaker. So it was a huge way to release the emotional frustrations that I was going through as a child, taking care and stepping in with a parent. I felt very blessed and honored to do that for that parent, but it was also very, very emotional and strenuous at the same time. So with that being said, I had 5 absolutely amazing trips, and let's start the breakdown of what all you get with the annual pass. So let's dive into the annual pass and what all is included in it. So because I live out of state, I had to buy the top tier pass, which cost me about $1,600. With that pass, you include parking, a 20% discount, and sometimes it's more, obviously the park tickets. And then you get hotel discounts. You get specialty items like the magnets for free. And you get a lot of really neat things. And then you can always add certain things on. I added on PhotoPass because PhotoPass as a photographer is a huge thing for me. I'm never the one in the photos. I'm always taking the photos. So to have PhotoPass was a huge thing. So after I added that on, my total came to, I believe it was $1,723 for my annual pass. Now, I was able to do 5 trips. I did 12 days in the parks. I did, hold on, let me check my notes. I've messed this up before. I did a total of 10 nights in hotels. The discounts on merchandise that I had came over $450. And that's just the discount amount for either food or merchandise. Discounts in hotels totaled about $650 for my trips. And then, of course, you have the 12 days worth of park hopper park tickets. And then, of course, you have PhotoPass on top of that. So added all together, it's about $1,000 between merchandise and hotel discounts for the times that I went this past year over the 5 trips. Then you look at the park tickets. So even if you ran it all together, 12 days worth of tickets is probably about the price of my annual pass, which is pretty incredible. Then you add on the PhotoPass. Well, I did 5 trips, so that would be $500. So you add that on. So you're looking at well over $3,000 at this point. Now, I am rounding all of my numbers very, very much. And I'm rounding mostly down because sometimes you look at tax and sometimes you look at, what all did I buy? Do I really buy a lot? I would say on average, what I paid for my annual pass, I got double my money's worth. Now, Robin, you went 5 times. That's a lot of money. Yes, it is. It is a lot of money. It is a lot of flights. It is a lot of traveling, days off work. Well, I wasn't working. So there you go. I was the latter half of the year. But I really felt that my annual pass was worth it. I felt like I used it to the best of its ability. Now, let's talk about the fact that that's just me as one person. Let's discuss what we paid for Jeffrey on these trips. So we very much considered getting Jeffrey an annual pass as well. But he was only able to go on 2 of the trips with me. And we really had the discussion of, would it be worth it? The answer was no. So the 2 trips that he went on with me, basically it was 2 days park hopper for each trip. A park hopper ticket for Jeffrey was over $300 for each time we went. So his park tickets alone cost about $700. Now, only one of us gets a discount for the hotel. Only one of us gets a discount for PhotoPass. Only one of us gets a discount on merch and all that. But we're not really buying stuff separately either. So it's always something to consider. If one person is going more than another, then only one annual pass is really needed. But here's what I will say. If you live in Florida, yes, it's absolutely worth it. You're probably going to go more than 12 days. And with the park hopper, that's an even extra incentive to have the annual pass. Living out of state and having one person who goes 5 times and another person who only goes twice, the money did not add up right to be able to get Jeffrey a annual pass as well. If we both went on all 5 trips, yes, it might have been worth it to get Jeffrey an annual pass, but that's not how it worked out. And this is about my annual pass, not him tagging along. So I'm just kidding, honey. I love you. I think it's always something to consider. If you are multiple people, is it worth it? If you are doing multiple trips or only 1 or 2 trips, is it worth it? For the year, with as many times as I went, I was able to pretty much double what I would have spent, you know, um, between the discounts and everything else. Like, had I not had the annual pass, I would have spent double. So it was really very much worth it for me. I did not add on the water parks pass. We did go to a water park one of the days. We went to Blizzard Beach, and that was amazing. But that was really it. That was all we did. We didn't do, even on our second trip, we didn't do the water park. Plus, it's already an incentive. Again, if you live there, it's a different thing. But when you're out of state, it's something to really consider. Like, oh, what all do I add on? And for me, it wasn't worth it. Photo pass, absolutely. Water parks, not so much. But the annual pass was really quite a treat for me to have, because it really allowed me the flexibility of, where do I go this day? Where do I go that day? What's the best plan of action? Something I will mention also about having one person who has an annual pass and another person who doesn't, it is very frustrating, because if you have a day ticket, you're staying on property and you have a dated ticket, you don't have to make a reservation. As a pass holder, I had to make a reservation, even though I too was staying on property. I booked it. That's the only thing that was a frustration for me, because I was just kind of like, well, this doesn't seem very fair. And obviously the time of year that Jeffrey and I usually go, it didn't end up being a big, a problem. But it is always something to consider too. It's like, if you're going with people who, let's say you're going at Christmas and you're going with people who don't have to make a park reservation, and you have to make a park reservation, you can't get in there that day, then it's like, oh crud, now what? I don't think that there are as many issues with that at Walt Disney World as what I've heard of with Disneyland, but it is always something to truly consider. So yeah, just one of my little tiny gripes about that. I'm absolutely cracking up a little bit right now, because my camera has updated, and it has changed the picture multiple times now. So hopefully we're good with this framing now. Anyway, for me, it was absolutely worth it. It was worth it emotionally, mentally, physically. It was absolutely worth it to have the annual pass. Will I have one again? I hope so one day. Do I want one again? Absolutely. If we lived in Florida, would I get one? 100%. If we lived out of the state, would I get one again? I would get one again if I knew that we were having a very large trip to Walt Disney World. In 2027, Jeffrey and I are celebrating our 10-year anniversary, and our plan is to renew our vows in Walt Disney World. Not in a park, but on one of the properties. That is our hope. Jeffrey and I have said, kind of since our 5th wedding anniversary, this would be a dream of ours, something we very, very much would like. It would mean a longer trip for us. So there's a lot of hopes and dreams around it. We were hoping for a longer trip. And if we do a longer trip, then yes, absolutely. I feel like one of us will absolutely get an annual pass, because of the amount of money that it would save, even just for one. When you look at the hotel, when you look at the different food and merch discounts that you would get, having at least one person have this item, I believe is worth it. Would I do all of the bells and whistles with it? Maybe, maybe not. I think it is a beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. Can I just tell you that? And there are kids outside my door just screaming bloody murder because they're all playing. I think for that trip, one of us would definitely do it. Would probably be me, since I'm the one who books everything. If you think I should be a travel agent, comment below, yes or no. But I think it's very, very much just, I think it eases and aids to your trip if you're doing a longer trip to have this. Could Jeffrey and I end up doing an extra trip and making it worth it? Absolutely. I could do 3 trips and make it worth it. Absolutely. But until we have a plan to be able to do a longer trip, a longer experience, I don't think we'll get one again. But again, if you live locally, if you go a lot, I think it's absolutely worth doing. I loved my time as an annual pass holder. I got 3 magnets, made me very, very happy. It was an exciting experience overall. I look forward to many more fun and crazy experiences similar to it. And I look forward to many, many more trips going with Jeffrey. So this is my annual pass review. I loved it. I thought it was worth it. Obviously, I made my money back, my money's worth. And even when you add in my flights, I still got my money's worth. So it was an amazing, amazing experience. And I feel incredibly blessed by it to have that. I grew up very close to Disneyland. I never had the opportunity to have one. We didn't go super often, but we did go. But having this experience with Walt Disney World really was just amazing. There are so many things I look forward to with just my remembering. I remember going that first day as a pass holder, getting my pass and being so giddy. I remember that first trip going with Jeffrey, he and I, and just the joy that we both had being at Disney. After having another horrible Universal experience. And just the overall just love and joy that we have being at Walt Disney World. I remember going on my anniversary solo to get Gideon's cookies and being able to pop in and out of the parks, see the baby tiger, Boxo, and just be on the phone with Jeffrey and sharing as much as I could with him because he had to work. And then also at the same time, us being able to go on a last minute trip and getting an incredible price on rooms. And just going and laughing and staying up late and then riding Tron front row and just all the amazing, amazing things, Guardians, just all the things that came with the trip. And then my final trip as an annual pass holder in August, just feeling so incredibly blessed and doing all the 4-park challenge, and just doing so many new things. I did the ferry boat for the first time. I saw the Starlight Parade. I, just continued to explore and enjoy, go to Tusker House, and just have that ability to be a kid, have imagination, find joy, and in a surreal way, get refreshed while walking 25,000 steps. So with all of that said, yes, I would absolutely get a pass if you're planning on doing multiple trips. If you live in the state of Florida, I think it's absolutely worth it when you think about parking and discounts and park tickets and hotel discounts, merch discounts, food discounts, all the different things. It was absolutely worth it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I miss it so much. The last year of having the annual pass was very therapeutic for me. There were so many changes for Jeffrey and I in 2025. And there was just so many wonderful moments where I got to go and escape to Walt Disney World. And I'm so grateful for that because I know that's not every person's experience. I know I was very, very lucky to have this opportunity, and I'm very grateful for it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. We've got some stuff in cooking, and Jeffrey and I will be sitting down together to do a 2025 recap, as well as hopes and dreams for 2026, and possibly a trip announcement, but you'll have to wait for that video. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a great day.